Hi, welcome back to Therapy Designs. If you're new to this channel, my name is Kelly, and this channel is all about print-on-demand everything, not only what to do, but how to do it. So if that is something that you're interested in, please hit like and subscribe and stick around. So in today's video, I'm going to go over how to create garden flags. This is an example of a Christmas garden flag, but of course you can make garden flags for any season or holiday. This one was made using Printify, so that's a good platform for garden flags for print on demand. So I'm going to show you how you can do this, including how I came up with this mock-up. So if this is something that you're interested in learning about, please do stick around. So today I'm going to do something a little bit different. We are going to talk about how to create flags, like garden flags. These are especially popular around holidays because people like to put out holiday flags, whether it's for Christmas or New Year's or Thanksgiving or any of the other holidays. And so I'm on Printify now. Printify does have some good garden flags that are available for print on demand. So I'm on my Printify account. If I come over to the left-hand side where it says catalog, I can go ahead and click that. And you are going to find the garden flags down under home and living. So if you were to click there, we can go ahead and hit see all, and it's just going to pull up everything that we have. Now down here, it is going to be under home decor. So if you click home decor, that is where you're going to find those garden flags. So here's what I mean by a garden flag. So these are actually pretty popular. I know a lot of people that have garden flags up for different holidays and whatnot. And so it's an easy one to do. So if I was to click here and pull up my garden flag, the most common dimension that you're going to see is this one right here. It says 12 inches by 18 inches. Now that is going to give us our dimensions for designing. So I'm going to jump over to Canva and kind of show you how that would look, and then we'll go ahead and we'll jump back and go ahead and create our own flag. So let's go over to Canva really quick. So I'm on Canva's homepage, and now for this one we are going to be creating a custom size, because we want the dimensions to go ahead and match those of the flag. So when we were looking at the flag dimensions, which was 12 inches by 18 inches, I'm gonna go ahead and break that down into pixels, and I'm gonna say 3600 pixels by 5400 pixels. That way it is large enough to be good quality, and it's still gonna have the same dimensions. So I did 3600 by 5400. And that is going to pull roughly up my dimensions for my flag. So there it is right there. Now, when we're designing, we have to have a background that goes, edge to edge, because there's going to be bleed, but you do want your most important elements to be centered, a little bit away from the edge, because we don't want anything important to be cut off. So typically I'm going to start with just sort of whatever background I'm gonna have. You could do a solid background, but since this is an all over print style, it's always fun to go with more of a decorative background. So I'm gonna make a Christmas flag here for this one, since we are approaching Christmas season. So I'm gonna go ahead, go over to my Elements tab on the side of the page, and up here I can go ahead and do a search. And I think I just started off with Christmas backgrounds to see what I could find. And now you can go ahead, you can look at photos, you can look at graphics, there's fun things for either. So you might go ahead and look through both to see what some of your options are. You could also do more of a winter search or pine tree search, snow search. So kind of looking at what your fun options are to just sort of create a background for this. So I did look through here for a while and kind of come up with what I thought might look best for the design that I wanted to make. Instead of looking through here forever, I'm just going to go up to my recently used, because I did have it saved there. And in my recently used, I had picked this one right here. So the cool thing about this one is it's pretty clear in the center where I want my main design to be, but it does give you a little bit of decorations around the top and the side that I thought would look good. So I'm going to go ahead and call this my background for my flag. And now the design that I'm going to make is going to be a little bit of a cross niche between Christmas and dogs, because those are two things everybody loves, Christmas and dogs. And so one popular niche that I have seen is one that just says, "We woof you a Merry Christmas," and it's got some cute Christmas dogs and whatnot. So I'm going to pull up some text boxes. So the first text box I'm going to pull up, if you just hit T on your keyboard, it will pull up a text box. And I'm going to start by putting we. And so that is just going to be my first text box. Oops. I'm going to go ahead and drag it out so it's a little bit bigger so I can see. It's going to come somewhere up here. I'm going to pull up another text box by hitting T on my keyboard again. I'm going to go ahead and just put in woof. Something there. I'm going to do one more text box. This is going to say you. You can see how this is going. So these are going to go at the top. I'm going to have my design somewhere in the middle here. And then down towards the bottom, I'm going to put a Mary. And then one more line. And I'm going to put another text box that's going to say Christmas. Okay. So I've got my text boxes up for what I want the text to be. And then I'm going to go ahead and pick some graphics. And then what we're going to do is just play with some fonts, placements, colors, all of that. So I'm looking for Christmas dogs. I can go up to Elements and I can literally search Christmas dogs and see what comes up. And I'm going to go, there's photos, there's graphics, you can do either one. I'm going to start by looking at some of the graphics and see what I've got. So some of them are more cartoony. I mean, there's some cute cartoony ones and you can get some fun ideas here. There were some that I saw that kind of looked like they went with the background a little bit more. So something like these sort of had a little bit of an animated watercolor-y look that I thought really looked great with the background. So you can pick any of these. Here's two that I liked. I liked the little chocolate lab there. It'll pull up magic recommendations too, so you can always pull up the magic recommendations and see if you like any of these other ones that are really cute. So I can layer, I can do as many of these as I want. Some of them are just absolutely adorable. So, you know, go ahead, look, see what you find, if there's any that stand out at you. That one's kind of cute there too. So there was just a ton of really cute ones that I liked. I think I liked this guy here because he just had kind of a cute look. So let's just say that I'm going to go with these. I'm going to keep it simple. Let's go ahead and shrink these down. And I'm going to kind of put this one here. I'm going to put this one here. I'm going to shrink him down. So you can see there's almost a box that you'll see that pulls up in your design. When I bring it towards the edge, it's a little pink box. You can see it right there. I'm going to try to keep all of my important elements within that little pink box. Okay, so that's where I'm sort of aiming for so that the rest will just sort of be more bleed. So I'm going to start with my doggies here, my other doggy here. I'm going to shrink him down maybe a little bit, something like that. I'm going to go ahead and send these to the back. So if you hit Control and your left bracket on the keyboard, that will send an element to the back. So I can click on any of these and hit Control and my left bracket, and it sends those to the back. So now I've got the little puppy dogs in the front. I can shrink those down so that they look more like little puppies and do it something like that. So I got the puppies and the big dogs. And again, I'm just sort of playing with my placement of everything right now and playing with some of my sizes. Maybe, you know, so play, sorry, I wanted to get this little dude maybe down a little bit more so that the hat isn't quite in the way. Maybe even I flip these over so I get the dark color next to the light dog and the light dog next to the dark dog so it isn't so split down the middle. So to flip these around, I can just click, go up to the top, and you'll see a button that says flip. I can flip that horizontally and boom, now that looks pretty cool. And I'm going to do something a little bit more like that. And I think that looks pretty cool for the dogs. So I'm kind of happy where the dogs are. Then we're going to go ahead, let's start by picking some colors. So I'm just going to go ahead and go with these sort of reds and greens that I see here. So starting at the top, I might go ahead, make the we'll make that one red. So I'm going to go ahead, click on the box that says text color. I can pick the reds from any of these, or I can use my little magic eyedrop feature, but let's go ahead and start with this red. It looks pretty good. So I think I'm gonna make that red there. So I'll make red, I'll make the U the same red. So I'm just gonna go through and change those. And I'm gonna make Christmas probably that same red. So something like that I like. And then I think I'm gonna do woof and a Mary, and I'll do those in green. So now I'm gonna go ahead and select that. And let's pick a green color. So we can try that one there. I'm just pulling the green color off of the background here. Okay. And so that looks pretty cool. Now we're gonna pick some fonts. So I'm looking for something that I think will go nice. It's gotta have a little bit of a Christmassy look. You can pick whatever you want. Sometimes selecting the font is what takes the longest because, you know, the font can really make or break a design sometimes. So I think the font that I ended up selecting after looking for a while was a font called Sacred Bridge. Let's see if I can find it. There it is, Sacred Bridge Old Regular. This is one that I got off of Creative Fabrica and uploaded onto Canva, which you guys can do easily, and I do have a video on how to do that. So if you don't know how to do that, go ahead and check out my channel, and I have videos on how to do that. I think I'm gonna do them all with the same font, so I can come down here where it says change all, and it's just gonna change all of the font to that. So far, so good. I like the way that that looks. And now we're going to be working on a little bit of sort of placement. So depending on how big I want everything to be and how small I want everything to be, etc., I'm going to go ahead and start making these a little bit bigger. So something like that might look cool. And then up here, I want the woof to be, you know, pretty big. Maybe something there for the woof. I'm just going to go ahead and send the woof to the back. I'm going to get the we, and the we is going to kind of, I want it to sort of sit like it looks like it's going right in here. Maybe that looks kind of cool. And then the U, maybe I take the U and I do something like this. I might have to play with the layout a little bit. Let's see what I can come up with. Let's say I wanted to move the woof up a little bit so I had room for my U. Let's say I want my U to kind of look like it's going underneath here. Maybe something, I want the U there. I want the woof here. And then I would want the we to come up a little bit more. Oops, maybe more something like that. So that looks like it kind of goes a little bit better, and I still think I'm within my center square. I might take my Chocolate Lab and make him a little bit bigger. Nice, something like that looks kind of cool. Now I know the we is kind of getting lost, so one trick to make sure that it pops a little bit better if it's against a dark background would be to go ahead and just put a white outline around it. So I'm going to take just this we here, I'm going to go up to effects, I'm going to go with outline. Let's go ahead and select white, and so something like that. So now you can see that that we is popping against the trees, and I can do the same thing here with the woof to make sure it pops there too. So I can go ahead with effects, outline, stick with that white, don't need it to be too thick, and boom. So now I've got that white outline, and it's just going to make it pop around the dark. Around the light, it's just going to blend right in, so you won't even be able to tell. This is already surrounded in white, already kind of surrounded in white, so I really only had to do it with those top two. And so that looks pretty good. Of course, you can add whatever elements you want here and there, but overall, it looks kind of nice. If I wanted to add maybe a little paw print or a little bone or something like that for fun, I could go back up to elements, maybe say I wanted a paw print. Oops. Perfect, and I could go with just any easy looking little paw print that I thought might look good. And so there's lots of fun paw prints here. So let's just say I went with this one. I can change the color. Maybe I want it to be sort of that greenish paw print there. Shrink it down so it's kind of small, and maybe I want to fill this space right here with the paw print. There we go. So that looks kind of cool. And maybe I want to go ahead and do sort of like a bone. And again, there's lots of different cute little bones here that I can go with. Any of them are going to look nice. Here's one that sort of has that paw print in it. Now that's not going to work too good unless I make this a dark color, which I could totally do. If I wanted to, go ahead. I just got to send this to the back so I can get my, oops, paw. Let's see, maybe here, and maybe make that one the green color too, or a red color. Anyways, you can see how you can play with that. So I could put that anywhere I want, maybe a little bit more down like that. Looks kind of cool. We woof you a Merry Christmas. So that looks nice, and I can go ahead if I want to. Right now I have my rulers and guides up on my page. If you don't know how to do that, you can just go ahead and hit Shift R on your keyboard. That will pull up your rulers and guides, and then what you can do is you can sort of pull this down. And I can pull it down and see where my design lines up within that little box. So I make sure I've got plenty of room on the top for bleed. I'm going to come down towards the bottom, make sure I've got plenty of room at the bottom for the bleed, so you can see everything is sort of within those boxes that I wanted. And so it's ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and just title this, We Woof You a Merry Christmas flag. And so that was pretty quick and easy to make, and I can make different variations with different dogs as well if I wanted to. I'm going to hit download. It does not need to be a transparent background because the entire background is filled. So we can just do as is download. And then what we'll do is we'll jump right back over to our Printify, and we'll go ahead and create this product. So I'm going to go over to my Printify. I'm on my flag here. And so let's go ahead and hit start designing. There we go. And so it's going to pull it up, and so you can see sort of where everything is going to want to fit. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and do add a design, and I'm going to go from my device. If I click that, it should pull up your downloads, and you should be able to select what you just downloaded from Creative Fabrica. And if you give it a second, it should upload and stick it right on there. Okay, perfect. So it is on there. Everything looks like it's within the boundaries pretty nicely. It does cover the whole thing. So if I want to see how this is going to look on my preview, I can go up to hit this button at the top where it says preview, and it is going to pull up the different previews of your flag. And so we can see that that looks really nice. Now, if you were to do this and maybe it was getting cut off, it was too close to the edge, if you keep your Canva open, you can just go back and forth. So I could just jump right back over to my Canva page, resize something if I needed to, and then jump right back over here and sort of re-upload it. And so you can do a little guess and check if you needed to, if you wanted to play with the size of anything. But this actually looks pretty good. It's pretty simple. It reads nicely. It all fits within the boundaries. It screams Christmas, and it definitely gives you sort of a dog lover sort of feel. So now there's a lot of different mock-ups that you could use. If I was selling this on something like Etsy, I probably would use some of these mock-ups here just because I want to get the exact look of the flag and the size and all of that. But you could always also add elements to them. So for example, the context one I kind of like here. It gives it to you in context. I could take this, download it, bring it up on Canva, and then if I wanted to add some stuff to the mock-up, I could, while keeping the original mock-up. In fact, if I wanted to go with just one of these plain ones, I could always just take this, take it onto Canva, do a background remover just to get rid of that white, and then I could put this on whatever background I wanted to. So I could totally create my own mock-up here. That would be pretty unique. So let's say I was to go ahead, I'm going to download this one here. So to download that, I can just honestly click on my little mock-up and put save image as. So once I've gone ahead and just sort of saved that so I can make my mock-up, I could continue on to save the product and then go through whatever steps I needed to sell it on whatever platform I like. If I was making something like this, I'd probably go ahead and sell it on Etsy. And so I would just continue to go through the steps. But let's go ahead and jump back over to Canva real quick, and I can show you how I might go ahead and make a mock-up of this. So let's say I just want to pull up another Canva page, and I'm going to go ahead and make it just sort of a nice square so I can do a mock-up here. So here's my plain square page, and let's say I wanted to go over to my uploads and upload the plain mock-ups that I just made. Okay, so I can bring my plain mock-up over. Now right now you can't really see because it's on a white background, but it will also still have a white background. So if I was to change this background color maybe to something really light, now you can see the background here. So what I could do is go to edit photo, and see if I can do a background remover successfully on here. Fingers crossed, sometimes it works great, sometimes not. That looks pretty awesome. So there is my background remover. Now I just have my flag. So then from here, I could go ahead and put this on whatever background I wanted to kind of create my own mock-up. So let's say I did this and I wanted a Christmas background. So anyways, after playing a little bit, I came up with this. So this is a pretty simple mock-up. This is something that I might use on Etsy for my flag. It gives a little bit of a lifestyle look. It still keeps it wintry. And it's realistic to the way that it will actually look in terms of the product that they'll get. And so that's how you might go ahead and make a mock-up for that. So anyways, I hope this video showed you guys how you can come up with different flags. And of course you can do this for all sorts of different holidays, seasons, whatever you want that you think might look good in terms of a decorative garden flag. That's it for today's video. If you found that useful and would like to see more videos with helpful tips and tricks, be sure to hit like and subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of the weekly videos. As always, keep growing and stay creative, and we'll see you next time.